Welcome back. When you watch your favorite movies, do you ever notice the music? Maybe or maybe not. Music certainly plays a very important role in telling the story and can even affect audiences' emotions. Meet Nathan Wang, one of the most sought-after film composers, not only in Hollywood but in Beijing and Hong Kong as well. Nathan shares his story with us about his life's rather serendipitous journey from child music prodigy to finding success as a film composer.
For some reason, I'm one of these composers that if I know what I'm supposed to do and I'm supposed to come up with a theme, if that theme doesn't come up in 5 minutes, I know I'm on the wrong track. Luckily for me, it seems like my instinct is correct most of the time. Actually, I was born here, but I was very lucky because my parents spoke Cantonese and Chinese to me. So I grew up with sort of the culture, and my mother's from Hong Kong, my father's from Hong Kong. I started when I was very, very young in terms of music, and I had a chance to perform with the Hollywood Bowl Orchestra with a conductor by the name of Louis Palange. And they got me on stage, 9 years old, at the Hollywood Bowl. I was performing, and at the very beginning, he kind of winked at me during an interval when the orchestra was playing, and he was conducting, and he looked back at me. The story goes is that I winked back at him. But I was playing the Haydn Piano Concerto in D major, and I think at that point, when I was 9 years old, my parents knew that I was really a pianist more than anything else. It was kind of ridiculous. Yes, I was walking around campus with a lunch pail basket or a lunch pail. You know how some people have a plan in terms of what they want to do in this step, after I'm 27, after I'm 29. I didn't really have a plan. I just knew that I was wanting to enjoy myself, and enjoying myself means staying in music. I was playing at a 5-star restaurant. I was just basically playing the piano, jazz, and really enjoying myself. And I noticed every time I played, there would be this person who would come in. And he would just sit down and literally stay there from 10 at night when I started to 2 in the morning when we would finish. But there was one time when I got a call, and he said, "Nathan, I would like to hire you for tonight to come out to Warner Brothers because I'm a producer on a show called China Beach." I said, "Okay." And he goes, "Tonight." I go, "Oh, you know what, tonight, I have tickets for the Dodgers game. I'm sorry, I can't do it." And can you imagine? The producer of the show had to talk me into going to Warner Brothers and giving up my tickets for the Dodger game. And it took him for like 20 minutes because I was resisting. I thought, man, Dodgers, how can I turn it? Man, I can't do that. But in the end, he won. And I'm so glad he won that argument because it literally changed my life. The very next day, the head of the music department at Warner Brothers calls me and goes, "Nathan, the China Beach production team would like to hire you as a pre-record music supervisor." I go, "Great." And they go, "Can you start next week?" I go, "Sure." Hang up the phone. And next moment I try to call a friend. I go, "Do you know what a pre-record music supervisor is?" I basically took the job without knowing what the job is. I figured, you know what the heck? Yeah, sure. And literally that launched my career. And after being pre-record music supervisor, I became the composer, and that kind of helped me launch my career. I remember my shortest deadline that I was given. It was when it happened on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, I get a call from Jackie, and Jackie Chan Says, "Ah, Merry Christmas, Nathan. It's already Christmas here in China. How are you doing?" And I go, "Great. Thank you so much for calling. This is great talking to you, Jackie." And he goes, "Everything going well?" I go, "Yes." He goes, "Nathan, would you like to work on a movie?" I go, "Sure." He goes, "Okay, I'll send it out to you tomorrow." I go, "Whoa, okay." I go, "When is it due?" He goes, "Next year." I go, "Okay, when next year?" He goes, "January 1st. That's next year. I go, "Oh God, you're right, but that only gives me a week." And you know how movies are. Movies are basically in 6 or 7 reels. Normally it's 6 reels. So basically I have to do a reel a day. And a reel usually is about about 15 to 20 minutes. And because it was a deadline, as I told you, and in order to survive in Hollywood, you literally have to meet your deadlines. My main philosophy in terms of what I do, I think in order to be successful, is to enjoy what you're doing. Try to do something that you're super passionate about and enjoy it, and just accept it. Whether it means, you know, trials and tribulations and sometimes, but just accept it and enjoy it. Since 2008, I've really concentrated on working in China. Since the Chinese found me from the Beijing Olympics, they thought, oh, we found an American-Chinese composer in Hollywood. What a great fit, because we want to have sort of the Hollywood sound, but yet at the same time keep sort of the Chinese culture intact in the Olympics. And since then, I've been able to really concentrate on a lot of Chinese major movies and have worked with major directors and major superstars over there. At the same time, I've had a really great time working on movies that have been produced and distributed by Disney, Warner Brothers, and DreamWorks. And so I've been able to hopefully straddle both sides of the Pacific. I am Nathan Wang, Wang Zhongxian, and this is my voice.